In the olden times, soap used to be made from household materials, including oil and lye. And lye was produced by from household materials, including wood ash and other things. Here in this video, we take a look at how we can produce lye from wood ash. This lye can be used in the production of soap, or it can also be used for other purposes. Now let's get started. The materials required are: we need to get wood ash, we need to get an egg, a heater. Preferably you should use an electric heater, and I'm using a coal heater. Other materials required are a cloth for filtration, plastic containers, buckets, and water. The first step is to add water to the wood ash in a plastic container, but I have used a metal container. The metal container reacts with the potassium hydroxide that is leached out from the ash by water, and thereby reduces its purity and concentration. Therefore, we should not use metal containers. A plastic container would be the best. And after this water has been added to the wood ash, it has to be allowed to stand for a few days, so that this water may leach out potassium hydroxide from the ash. There's a portion of the ash that is left after a few days. It is known as acid water insoluble ash, and it can be used as a mortar. This water insoluble ash has to be separated from the mixture, and for this step one we must use a ash that has been sieved, so that the solid waste has been sieved out and only smaller particles are left out, and we can add water to this fine ash, and then we can produce lye from it. There's another method where gravel is put in a bucket, and after that some grass or hay is put over the gravel, after which is topped up with wood ash, and then only a small amount of water is added to the wood ash, so that it becomes wet, and the lye then trickles down the filtration bed, and it can be collected at the bottom. For this reason, a hole is made at the bottom, and lye is collected through this hole in another container for a few days. But we are not concerned with this method. We are using an alternative method that has been described in the step 1. We add sufficient amount of water so that the whole lye gets so that the whole wood ash gets solubilized. After the first step, we need to filter the mixture of water and wood ash, and this is done using a cloth. And first we must use a sieve of greater pore size, so that very large particles are separated out, and then we can use a sieve of lesser pore size, so that smaller particles, suspended particles, are separated out. After this step, we have to collect the filtrate in another container. The whole of the filtrate should be collected in this container. You can see that in this container it all still contains suspended material, and it is better to keep this for a while, so that the suspended material settles down, and later on the lye solution can be decanted. This is the residue left after filtration, and this residue is the water insoluble ash, and it can be used as a mortar by doing some modifications to it. But we are not concerned with a mortar in this video. We are concerned with the production of lye from wood ash. The lye solution that is obtained in the previous steps then needs to be concentrated. It is a dilute solution of lye, and it needs to be concentrated, and we have to use gentle heat for a very long period of time, so that the lye solution gets concentrated. Concentration is indicated by appearance of a brownish red color, and we have to stop concentrating the lye solution when an egg floats over it. Normally, when the lye solution is dilute, or when we put an egg in pure water, it sinks to the bottom. And when the same egg begins to float on the lye solution, where it indicates that the lye solution has got sufficient concentration for soap making. We must use a normal egg, or otherwise abnormal egg is float in water as well. Therefore, we have to test whether this egg floats in water or sinks in water. So it must be tested in water first, and then we can use this lye solution. After concentrating the lye solution, this is what we have got. It is a reddish color, and this indicates that the lye solution is concentrated and we have achieved our goal. And one point that is important in this aspect is that we should not use a metal container. This is another mistake that I made. I have used aluminum container. We should not use an aluminum container. We should use a less reactive metal, for example steel. This is another picture of the lye that has been prepared. Now let us test whether this lye is actually contains potassium hydroxide or not. We can add sugar to we have to add sugar to the lye solution, and then we have to add this to this potassium permanganate solution. After the mixture of sugar and lye solution is added to this potassium permanganate, we have to allow to stand the solution for 1 minute, and after that the orange color, appearance of orange color, indicates that potassium hydroxide is present in the lye. Thank you.